There's no more excuse. The New York Jets should and need to win the AFC East this year. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be talking about the massive news that just dropped. That is, Stefon Diggs has been traded from the Buffalo Bills to the Houston Texans. And here's the kicker. The Buffalo Bills aren't even getting a draft pick in this year's draft. It is a 2025 second-round pick that the Houston Texans are giving up. And the Texans are receiving a 2025 fifth-round pick and then a 2026 sixth-round pick, as well as Stefon Diggs. Now let's talk about the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are really competitive, and they were last year, and that was a big thing. Now, we were able to beat the Houston Texans last year just on our defense alone, but they're going to be a much more competitive team. I always felt like their offense was missing. One is a running back one. I think that's something that they're legitimately missing, and they haven't addressed that or fixed that yet. But two was a number one wide receiver, which they just got in Stefon Diggs. The problem is still the defense, but I have faith that DeMeco Ryans is going to fix that team. Watch out. The Houston Texans are a legitimate competitor now in the AFC, period. But the Buffalo Bills, their window is, they're dead. That's it. They're dead. They're dead and gone. That's it. There should be one. I was never scared of the Buffalo Bills. Last year, I thought it was going to be the AFC. The Jets were going to win the AFC because we were the better football team and we lost Aaron Rodgers. The same thing can be said now. Josh Allen is going to have to go out there and earn his money because the Buffalo Bills have just in one offseason alone lost almost 50% of their total touchdowns in one offseason, and have lost just under 50% of all of their total passing yards. And that's not just with losing Stefon Diggs. We have to remember they also lost Gabe Davis, who went to the he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they lost in one offseason a combined 2,002 total receiving yards. They lost a combined total of 15 touchdowns in their two receivers, and they haven't done anything to replace that at all. Like, yeah, they brought in Curtis Samuel, but Curtis Samuel had 600 yards and 4 touchdowns last year. And it's been 4 or 5 years since he's had more than 4 touchdowns in a year or more than 500 to 600 yards in a season. That's not really a even for even move when you look at Curtis Samuel, especially since Curtis Samuel is a slot guy and their best receiver outside of Diggs and Gabe Davis was Khalil Shakir, a guy who specifically works in the slot. So again, the Buffalo Bills, what are they going to do offensively? And that doesn't even take into consideration the fact that this offseason they've lost 7 players that have played 40% or more of the snaps for their team. If you're playing anywhere above 40% of the snaps for your football team, I consider you a starter, especially in certain roles that have a rotation, like the defensive line, like some defensive backs, like in your slot corners and things like that. They lost 7 guys who played 40% or more of the snaps, and Miami lost 6. Guys, this division is up for the taking. The AFC East is ours to lose, if we're being honest. This might be New York Jets fan, hubba-lubba-loo, but the reality is the New York Jets are the best team in the AFC East right now. That's it. There is not a single position on the New York Jets football team where we have a massive hole. And I think one of the Connors, I can't remember if it's Rodgers or Hughes, said it perfectly. The New York Jets don't have a question mark on their roster. All they have is ifs. If the team can stay healthy, we should be unstoppable. I'm excited, man. These two teams that are in our division that have been playing ahead of us got worse. The Miami Dolphins offensive line got worse. That defense got worse. They lost Vic Fangio. Like, they just objectively got worse, and so did the Buffalo Bills. And even with whatever pick, if they expect to take a wide receiver, that wide receiver isn't going to be Stefon Diggs year one. That's just plain and simple. And you know what? I'm still not worried about it because our defense, that's what Josh Allen has nightmares about. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think, like me and like a good friend Gunny, that the Buffalo Bills are dead in the water? Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, go Jets.